All right, get ready, because today we are going deep, really deep, into the world of David Icke and reptilian overlords.
Buckle up.
We're talking Children of the Matrix, the excerpts you guys sent in.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a wild one.
It's going to be wild. We're talking
It really is.
a world where history is a lie, we're all trapped in a matrix of control, and those in charge, well,
They might not be human.
might not be human at all. So
Yeah.
let's jump right into it. One of the first things Icke does is he kind of rewrites history.
Yeah, official history is a fabrication.
Yeah.
It's all a lie designed to hide the truth.
The truth.
About who's really in control.
Who's really in control, and who is that?
It's these reptilian beings, these
The Anunnaki.
Anunnaki, yeah.
Yeah.
And he says they've been manipulating humanity for millennia.
For millennia. And he doesn't just pull this out of thin air.
No, he connects it.
He connects it to actual ancient Sumerian texts.
Sumerian texts, like what?
He specifically mentions the Atrahasis epic.
And in this, these godlike beings, these Anunnaki, they come to Earth.
They come to Earth. What are they looking for?
They're looking for gold.
They're looking for gold. Interesting.
Yeah, and Icke's saying this isn't just mythology. This is like
This is a coded account
a coded account. Yeah,
of our true origins.
that's right.
Now, how does serpent symbolism play into all of this?
Okay, so think about it.
Okay,
You've got the serpent in the Garden of Eden, right?
right.
Then you've got Quetzalcoatl.
The feathered serpent god.
Yeah, down in Mesoamerica.
Yeah.
Cultures all over the world, they've got these serpent figures, these serpent stories.
It's like this recurring motif.
Exactly, and Icke says these aren't just coincidences.
So what are they?
They're like little clues
To what?
to the presence of these reptilian beings
Through history.
throughout history, yeah, shaping civilizations from the shadows.
And this leads us to the bloodlines.
The bloodlines, yeah, Icke says they're the vehicles.
The vehicles of control.
Exactly the way the Anunnaki maintain their grip on humanity.
And so, who are some of these people?
He points to powerful figures throughout history.
Give me some names.
Alexander the Great.
Okay, Alexander the Great.
Certain European royal families.
European royal families, they're all...
He says they're descendants of these ancient reptilian overlords.
So they're not just pulling strings behind the scenes. These bloodlines are actually...
They're out in the open.
Yeah.
They're in positions of power.
Okay, in
Politics, finance, media,
even religion.
religion, all of it.
And they're all manipulating global events.
To serve their own agenda.
To serve their own agenda. Okay, but it gets even weirder, right?
Oh, yeah. This is where it takes a turn.
Because he doesn't just think they're pulling strings.
Right.
He believes they can actually
Shapeshift.
shapeshift.
Yeah, like full-on transformation.
So, like, they're walking among us,
Potentially.
and he's got these accounts from people who claim to have seen it.
Oh, yeah. There are stories in those excerpts you sent.
Vivid descriptions.
People describing these transformations, like chilling, unsettling experiences.
I mean, we talked about Kathy O'Brien, right?
Yeah, she describes seeing George Bush Sr.
Morphing into a reptilian being.
transforming right before her eyes.
I mean, it's a lot to take in.
It really is.
Are these accounts evidence of something truly otherworldly, or are we talking overactive imaginations?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
Ike's asking us to consider, what if there's more to reality than we can see?
What if...
What if there are dimensions we can't even comprehend, with beings and abilities that we can't even imagine?
It's mind-bending stuff.
It really is.
And this shape-shifting thing, I mean, it's definitely one of the most controversial aspects of his work.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
But even if we put that aside for a moment, this whole analysis of how institutions are used for control,
Yeah, that resonates with a lot of people,
a lot of people.
regardless of whether they believe in the reptilians or not.
So let's talk about that. These institutions, what's he saying about them?
He's saying they're not as benevolent as they seem.
Okay, so we're talking like...
Religion, education, even medicine.
Okay, let's break that down.
All right.
So religion, what's he saying about that?
He sees it as a way to instill fear and obedience.
To control people.
Yeah, he claims it's been used that way for centuries.
And what about the education system?
He's even more critical of that.
Really?
He sees it as indoctrination.
Indoctrination.
Yeah, designed to churn out these compliant citizens.
Compliant citizens who don't question anything.
Exactly.
Wow.
And even modern medicine.
Even modern medicine?
He suggests it often suppresses natural healing.
It promotes
Dependence.
on pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, pharmaceuticals that benefit the corporations who profit from them.
So it's not just about reptilian overlords, it's about this whole system
It's a system of control.
that affects every part of our lives.
Yeah, it shapes our beliefs, our thoughts, even our physical well-being.
So it's a lot to unpack.
It is. It's the system, right, that Icke says keeps us trapped in.
The Matrix
The Matrix, yeah, the simulated reality that...
limits our true potential.
Yeah, and it keeps us from seeing the world as it really is.
Okay, so if we're living in this Matrix, how do we break free?
Well, he doesn't give us like a step-by-step guide or anything, but in these excerpts you sent, he really emphasizes waking up to the truth.
Okay, so like recognizing the manipulation.
Recognizing it, yeah, and then taking back control.
Of our own mind.
Minds, lives, everything.
He talks a lot about questioning everything.
Yeah, don't just blindly accept the narratives they're feeding us.
From the government, the media.
Even scientific institutions.
So where does true knowledge come from then?
He says it comes from within. Trusting your own intuition.
Your gut.
Yeah, and seeking out information from all sorts of sources.
Even sources that challenge our beliefs.
Especially the ones that make you uncomfortable.
So it's not just about fighting the system.
No, it's about taking back your power.
Your power to think critically.
Yeah.
To question.
To explore, yeah, and to shape your own reality.
So he's not advocating for like a violent revolution.
No, not really. He focuses on this idea of individual awakening.
Individual awakening.
Yeah, he believes that if enough people wake up...
the system will crumble.
From within, exactly.
Okay, but let's be real for a second.
Right.
Even if we buy into all of this, right, that there are these powerful forces trying to manipulate us, what can one person really do?
It's easy to feel powerless.
Yeah, overwhelmed.
Totally, but Icke says even small acts of rebellion...
Small acts.
They can have a ripple effect.
Okay, like what? Give me some examples from the excerpts.
He talks about conscious consumerism.
Okay, so being mindful of what you buy.
Yeah, supporting businesses that align with your values.
Right, what else?
Speaking out, sharing information with others.
Getting the word out?
Exactly, and creating alternative systems.
That operate outside the matrix.
That's the key.
So making conscious choices in our everyday lives.
Yeah, where you put your energy, your money, your attention, all of it.
It all matters.
It all adds up.
He thinks these individual choices,
multiplied by millions of people,
can change the world.
That's the hope.
But let's go back to the evidence for a minute.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about his theories.
Right.
But what actual evidence does he give?
Well, like we said, he uses ancient texts and mythology.
The serpent motif.
Exactly. He says these patterns throughout history, they point to these hidden forces.
But what about the shape-shifting?
The shape-shifting.
Does he have any proof of that?
That's where things get a little shaky.
Okay.
He relies a lot on anecdotal accounts.
For people who claim to have seen it.
Yeah, people like Kathy O'Brien.
But even he admits this kind of evidence is hard to verify.
Very hard, he says, the very nature of the conspiracy.
Makes it hard to find proof.
Those in power, they want to keep it hidden.
So you almost have to take it on faith.
In a way, you either believe the accounts or you don't.
But even if you don't buy the shape-shifting,
there are still other parts of his analysis that are worth thinking about. His critique of institutions, questioning authority, individual awakening.
Those are things everyone can relate to.
Absolutely. They resonate with a lot of people.
Whether they believe in the reptilian overlords or not.
Exact.
I think that's one of those valuable things about his work.
It is. He makes you think.
He encourages us to be critical.
To question everything. To take responsibility.
We're our own reality.
Yeah. He wants us to look beyond the surface.
To see the world through a different lens.
To consider the possibility that there's more going on than we realize.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But it's important to have these conversations.
I agree.
To explore these alternative perspectives.
Even if they make us uncomfortable. And to realize we have more power than we think.
You know, in these excerpts you sent, I was really struck by the part where Icke talks about the media.
The media, yeah.
He sees it as like this primary tool.
Oh, yeah. It's how they manipulate us.
To manipulate public perception.
Totally. To maintain control.
Keep us in the dark.
Yeah. The mainstream media.
It's often owned by or influenced by
the people in power.
Exactly. And they filter information.
So we only see what they want us to see.
They push certain narratives.
Suppress others.
It's all about perception management.
Perception management.
Yeah, that's what he calls it.
And how do they do that?
Through fear, propaganda, censorship.
It's scary stuff.
It is, and it's not just the news outlets.
What else?
He talks about the entertainment industry, too.
Movies, TV shows.
Music, all of it.
All of it.
He says they can program our beliefs.
It's like subconscious programming.
In a way, yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't think it's always this deliberate conspiracy.
No, not necessarily.
Like, it's not always these evil reptilians pulling the strings.
Right, he says sometimes it's more subtle than that.
More insidious.
Yeah, he suggests that a lot of people working in these systems.
We're caught in the matrix himself.
Exactly. They don't even realize they're perpetuating the problem.
Wow. So it's not about pointing fingers.
Not really. It's about awareness.
Awareness, yeah.
Being aware of the messages we're consuming.
And developing those critical thinking skills.
So we can separate truth from fiction.
Exactly. Taking responsibility for our own information diet.
And seeking out different perspectives.
Different voices, yeah.
So if we believe what Icke's saying, how do we navigate this world?
It's tricky.
Where information is constantly being manipulated.
Yeah, where our perceptions are being shaped by forces we can't even see.
It can feel overwhelming.
It can.
So what do we do?
Well, Icke says we have to be discerning.
Discerning consumers of information.
Exactly. Question everything you see and hear.
Don't take anything at face value.
Trust your gut.
Our intuition.
Yeah, that inner wisdom.
He thinks that can guide us.
Through the maze of manipulation.
Help us find the truth.
That's the idea.
He also talks about the importance of community.
Oh, yeah. Community is crucial.
Connecting with like-minded people.
People who are also searching for the truth.
Working to make the world a better place.
Exactly. It's not about isolation.
Or paranoia.
No, it's about support.
Working together.
To challenge the status quo.
Now, I know Icke's work can seem pretty radical.
It definitely can.
Out there for some people.
For sure.
But regardless of what you think about the reptilian overlords,
yeah,
there's a lot of value in what he's saying.
A lot of truth.
This idea of empowerment, critical thinking, individual responsibility.
Those are things everyone can benefit from.
Absolutely. Whether you believe in the whole reptilian thing or not.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the most important takeaways from his work.
It really is. It challenges us.
To look at the window differently.
To question everything. To recognize the power we have.
The power to shape our own reality.
He leaves us with this question, you know?
What is it?
What if there's more to the story than we've been told?
More than we know.
What if the world is more mysterious?
More wondrous.
Than we ever imagined?
That's what's so great about these deep dives.
It is. It's not about finding all the answers.
It's about asking the right questions.
Expanding our awareness.
And continuing to explore.
Explore the mysteries of existence.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Time flies.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the mind of David Icke.
It's been a trip.
Keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep diving deeper.
We'll see you next time.